everybody. Welcome to our channel. This is Alicia Blackwood. I am a California residential loan officer in Roseville. We are super excited, me and Miss.
I'm Darcy Stratton. I'm a real estate agent here in Northern California, living in Loomis.
And we wanted to touch base a little bit on, the election coming up. It's next week. And how is this going to impact real estate, right? And so there's a lot of fear around this. There's been a lot of fear lately in real estate in general that I've been seeing. The world has been in a disarray. We've had a pandemic. I mean, it's been real crazy. Things are just not normal. Mm-hmm. So we wanted to touch base a little bit about that. So Darcy, why don't you share with us about how homes have appreciated lately? I know it's a lot higher than normal.
Yeah, so when COVID hit, about 7 months ago, I remember for 2 weeks we weren't essential real estate, and I'm like, oh goodness, here this goes, right? And for a minute I had like a little, what's going on? And then it imploded, totally imploded. I haven't stopped since, and the market's gone up 6% in 7 months, which is crazy, crazy, crazy. So here's an example. I have a home for $650 in Roseville. It touches Granite Bay. It went live last night. I put a sign out front beforehand. We had 2 showings before it hit. We have 2 showings today, 2 showings tomorrow, 2 showings Saturday, already set up. And it just hit the market last night. And that's $650. That's not like your average. That's like a move up price range. So, the market is crazy right now. And I know people are a little nervous as we get closer to the elections next week. And I've had clients say, do I wait till the springtime or do I do it now? And I know that one thing that we've talked about too, that COVID has taught us all, is that you don't know what tomorrow will bring. So I would highly recommend, if you want to sell, right now is a very excellent time to sell. We don't have a lot of inventory, so we have a lot of buyers, and it's creating this crazy surge. So yeah, I think that we have a lot to be excited about. And I don't know. We don't have a crystal ball about next week. We don't really know.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
So there is no crystal ball. There's so much unknown and so much we absolutely cannot control. So a lot of times, when we look at where does fear come from? Fear comes from the unknown. What if this happens? What if that happens? What if this happens? And we spend a lot of time with a lot of anxiety trying to predict the future and trying to game plan a outcome that, honestly, good luck with that. God kind of laughs. If you've ever heard that term, he laughs. He's like, oh, you're funny. I have all the control. You have no control. So the reality is knuckle down on what you can control. And what is that exactly? You can control your budget. Now, a lot of clients that I deal with, they do not do a budget. They drain every dollar they put into their bank account. So I say step number 1, you want to feel in control. Track every dollar in, every dollar out of your bank account every month. And now Darcy started doing this with me in the last couple years. I've done it for about 15 years, is take your bank statement, grab a scratch paper, write on their gas, groceries, restaurant, miscellaneous. Those are typically recurring expenses. And just take inventory of what happened. So the word budget normally creates a negative association. Everyone's like, ain't nobody telling me what to spend. But the truth is, I'm not saying here are the rules on what you're supposed to do. I'm going, take inventory of what happened last month. When you do that, oh my God, your eyes open up and you go, I spent that on Starbucks. I spent that on restaurants.
Oh, yeah.
But you can't change anything or control it unless you know what's going on. Mm-hmm. So when you say, oh, whoops, I spent, $700 in restaurants. If you're looking to save $200 a month, you found a place to cut back.
So easy, yeah. And
absolutely.
It takes you off. It fires you up. You're like, how did that get so out of hand?
Yes.
How did my
yes.
Starbucks issue get so out of hand? How did my happy hour issue get so out of hand?
Now, I really love, what I do love is to find places to celebrate the budget, which is, hey, babe, did you see that since January, we paid our house down this much?
Yes. Yep.
Since January, do you realize our car loan went down this much? So when you're not even looking at the statement and all you're thinking about when it comes to finances is, man, that's that check I got to write every month, then yes, it's depressing. It's not fun. But when you start to look at, out of my $500 car payment, $300 went to principal. Bam, by the end of the year, I'm only going to owe this much. It starts to get fun and exciting, and it starts to give you a sense of control and starts to get rid of the fear. So the number one most important thing you can take control of in this unknown time is your budget Secondary to that is your savings. And I just want to encourage people to take a focus on what you can control and spend less time worrying about what you can't control.
Yeah, I agree. Because I have so many clients that are like, I'm just waiting for this bubble to pop and then I'm going to buy. And that was 7 months ago, and it's gone up 6%, and now they cannot get a home because it's gone up too much.
Yes.
You know? And the thing is that rates are so low right now that if you lock in and say we see some type of correction, which happens in real estate, it's a cyclical market. We do see corrections. But if you're wanting to stay in your home for 5, 7, 10 years, it doesn't matter. We live in California. The Bay Area is fueling us. Everybody wants to live here. You know, it is a beautiful, amazing state. Although we are losing some of our sellers, it's an amazing state. I love living here.
I love it here. Are you kidding me? I love it here. So even if I ever buy property out of state, I'm always going to have a pad in California.
I agree.
Okay, to come back to, because this is a party, state.
Yeah.
So I want to. You brought up an amazing thing that I think is important for clients to understand. Right now, I have been doing mortgages for 20 years. I have never seen rates this low in 20 years. So saving on a $400,000 house, saving 1% in your mortgage rate is $4,000 savings a year. Okay? So later, when rates are no longer 2.9, now they're 3.9, still a good rate. You just cost yourself $4,000 a year in interest. Now, waiting for that home to go down $40,000, every 10 grand is literally only $50 in your mortgage payment. So here you are trying to save $200 and you just cost yourself $400.
Yep. Yeah.
So now is a better time. And the truth is, when the market, and if the market does take a dip, as everybody's talking about, it's already going to go up a ton before that dip happens.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, you're going to end up higher.
Yes.
So I just urge people to take action and don't look a gift horse in the mouth, as they say. Right now, this is a gift. We have interest rates that we've never seen, and prices are great. And if you own a home, you are going to get top dollar. So in perspective, when values do come down a little bit, when it has happened in the past, rates are up. So in the scheme of things, when you go to sell, you're also going to get less for your house. So the waiting game isn't truly going to necessarily benefit you. And again, right now you can take control, where if you wait, you lose control.
I love
right?
that. I like
Absolutely.
Don't look a gift horse in the mouth, because this is an investment, and investments dip and they go up and down. But you hang in there for the long haul, it's gonna be worth it. We all know that when you purchase a home. So seasonally, like say this was a normal market, we weren't COVID, like the last 13 years that I've been selling. Right now, we would just be starting to ramp up to one of my busiest months of the year. December's always a busy month for me, just because a lot of people want to get in before Christmas. Then January is kind of crickets, kind of dead. And then after Super Bowl, we pick back up. Busiest months for me are March and April. Well, last year, my busiest month was in July, which is crazy because normally July, it's pretty hot here. Everyone's on vacation, getting ready to come back and go to school. And that was crazy off the hook. I know July was crazy for you too. So we've seen all these different kind of trends. And right now, we normally would be just seeing kind of a market ramping up again. But we've just seen this ramping keep going. So don't be afraid if you're a buyer either to get in on that. I know I see, just being a listing agent, these agents completely beat up from losing out so many times. You have to get out of the box. You have to work with local lenders. Like if someone comes to me and they have like Bank of the Shlalala, all right, out of state, I'm like, no way. 1-800 number, there's no way, there's no accountability. But if you have Alicia on there, I know where her office is. Well, first of all, I know her firsthand. We have our pregnant gal here. She needs to have some fries to make herself feel better. She's got a coat the stomach.
They were calling me T-Rex because I look like I'm going to eat somebody right now.
She needs her little food right now.
I'm eyeing it. I'm all, ooh, it smells good.
The baby, you totally can eat. You totally should. Just have some. No one cares.
Okay.
No one's judging you.
Okay.
But I don't know what I was saying. But I lost all I can do is smell fries now. But don't be fearful if you are losing out, because first of all, what's meant to be will happen. I can 100% guarantee that too. I tell this to my clients all the time, like we'll lose out on 3 homes and then boom, we get the home they're meant to have. So know that for yourself, and don't forget to be the major fighter and the major hustler out there, other real estate agents, because there's a lot of key things you can be doing to help win for your clients, and one of them is pairing with a local lender. Like, it's a big deal. So, I don't know. I mean, it's exciting. I don't think anyone should be be showing any fear right now. Faith. Just have faith. Whatever your faith is, just have it. Like, know that you're right at where you're supposed to be. I was telling you my favorite quote right now. Write it on your heart that today is the best day of your life. Like every day.
Absolutely. So we're talking about favorite quotes, and I know I brought this up in the past, but I'm a huge believer thoughts become things. So you have to protect your mind from negative thinking, or you will literally draw that very thing you don't want to happen into your life.
So true.
Right? So vision boards, if you're living in anxiety and fear right now, bust out some magazines, cut out the things you want to manifest in your life, put it up behind your computer or in your closet or at your vanity, wherever you spend a lot of time, and just start to think about the positive and wonderful things that you want to bring into your life. So I've heard a lot of talk, and a lot of people have said to me, well, I don't know how long I'm going to live in California. Taxes are crazy. And so I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about, the benefit of buying a home, or in a sense, if you already own a home, upgrading that home and stepping it up. Okay. So right now, to give you a general idea, if you are a married couple filing a joint tax return, right now, if you as a couple make $80,250 or under, you are only taxed at a rate of 12%. Okay. You would pay $1,900 plus 12% of the rest. Okay. Now, if you make over $80,250, that jumps to an automatic $9,000 and 22%. So what does that mean? Well, if you currently own a home for $300,000, let's just say, and you're curious about this math, you could reach out to me anytime and I will actually figure it out personally for your family. But when you go and you sell your home and you increase the amount you are borrowing, okay, if you make $100,000 and you borrow a mortgage that gives you $20,000 in interest to deduct, now your taxable income is $80,000. So basically, you can save 10% in income tax and $8,000 upfront in income tax by just having a nicer home. So instead of paying the money to the IRS, you can pay yourself and your mortgage and upgrade your family. So a lot of people have that fear of, oh my God, the payment's going to go up. Well, guess what? You can change your deductions in your paycheck, get more money in your paycheck, and literally you won't even feel a difference in your budget. Now, for a lot of you, this is like, whoo, over my head. I don't understand what you're talking about. This is Chinese basically to me. And so again, you just have to have financial experts in your life.
You're really good at that. You're very, very good.
And honestly, it's like really fun to me. I was terrible at math in school. Totally sucked.
So was I.
But when it comes to financial algebra, it is like my favorite. It is such a puzzle. And when it comes to saving people money, it excites me. It's a thrill for me. And seeing a family go from, an okay first starter home in a not the greatest of neighborhood and express to me the dream and vision of getting a bigger, nicer, newer home with a bigger backyard and a nicer school district, and then seeing that dream come true, and they go, I can't even believe that my payments are feeling the same, and thank you so much. Like, that's changing someone's life. And I don't just do mortgages. I am literally, and I truly feel this was a gift from God to me, is I am here to make a difference in someone's life and change the planet one family at a time. And I want to leave a standing impact. So if I have a chance to teach you about finances, to teach you about budgeting, I will be a retirement Nazi. If I see your file and you don't have any retirement, we are having a conversation. Okay, let's just say that right now.
Yeah.
Well, because it matters to me and I care. And I don't like to see people not thinking about and planning for the future. And a lot of times we live in the moment, right? We live in the moment. And I don't even have cable, okay? And so we were just discussing, I'm a bit embarrassed about how much I don't necessarily know about what's going on when it comes to politics and all this. I should know more.
No, it's a good thing.
But yeah, I mean, my thing is that I try to stay clear of negativity. I try to, if I can't do something about it, then I try to, I don't put a lot of energy into it, because I could take that same energy and put it into my family and put it into time spent on something I can actually take control over. I could be working out instead of wasting time looking on the internet about, people arguing in politics. It's like, look, guys, I don't have energy for that. Yeah. So I just want to encourage people to understand there's so much positivity that you can take control of and you can implement coming into your life and make a change and difference. So if you look back over the next 60 days and you go, hey, what happened in the last 60 days? Great. You can see huge leaps and bounds in your life rather than wasting all this time and energy about the what if.
Yeah.
What if this happens? What if that happens, right? Make it happen.
Yeah. And don't limit yourself. I think a lot of people, I meet them every day, they're limiting. No, I can't do that. No, I can't afford that. No, this is all kind of like all they feel they really deserve. And we've talked about this before. And
Yeah.
I think you and I are both really good at this, is pushing people out of our comfort zone, their comfort zone, and making them feel that, hey, we actually do deserve this. Because sometimes people, oh, that's too nice. Or, oh, that's too much. And it's like, no, let's really look at it. It's not. It's going to work for you.
Well, unfortunately, we are capped by our experience. A lot of times our parents.
Yeah.
And thank God, I love my dad. My dad is a bajillionaire. Well, at least I say that because I've always felt like he just goes after those dreams. He chases them hardcore, and he'll be the first to say like anything is possible. And his favorite term is fuck the haters. And excuse my
love
language,
that.
but you know what?
Dude, can we
You
just say that
gotta
every
get
time?
rid of the noise. You gotta get rid of the noise.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just gotta say fuck the haters, right? And a lot of people are going to be out there that are going to talk you out of your dreams, and they're going to discuss with you as to why this won't work. And they're not really your friends.
Yeah.
They're not really your friends. If you say you want to make $1 million, your friends are going to go, you can do it.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Heck yeah.
And I am here to tell you, you can do it. I used to think that 100 grand was a lot of money, and there's a lot of you that think it is, and it does get the job done. A family can live on that, have great vacations, and have a wonderful life. But if you can make 100, why not 2? Why not 3? Why not 5? Why not 1 million? And then why not 5 million, right? I mean, it's really all up to you, and you can bust through your ceilings. And so my biggest advice too is, if you are somebody that wants to chase a dream, surround yourself with people who've accomplished that dream.
Yeah.
And most successful people love to talk about how they got there. They love to pay it forward. And so they're happy to share with you. So you'd think, well, why would this person ever want to talk to me? Believe it or not, and I know just from hitting a place where I was like, geez, I'm kind of on the top. Now what, right? The now what becomes helping other people. And so, hey, if you made a phone call to them and they never called you back, write them a letter. Send them a postcard. Be persistent. But you will likely get time with that person, and it will change your life.
Send them a crickets emoji. You're telling me?
Yeah.
I have a good thing to do for the haters. This is my new thing. I just learned this. But I'm visual. So sometimes haters can be, in your family too. And they don't mean to, they're not, but they are.
They live in fear.
Yeah. So here you are. Okay, this is how I do it. This is my new thing. Okay, here's Darcy. Yay. And here's my little circle, right? I'm visualizing. It's like positive. It's amazing. It's feeling great. And then here's hater. Hater's coming into the room, right? Okay, you don't run to the hater and be like, let me try to give you all my energy. Let me try to make you be who I am.
They're energy vampires.
Yes.
They suck the life out of you.
Exactly. So just keep your protection. Visualize inviting them in. If they don't come in, it's totally cool. They're over there, but you're still you. They never got to touch that. Because if you go over there and try to make a Nelson, you're like, ew, you lost a layer. Now you're not fit. All these things. So I'm big on like when that starts to happen, I'm like, here's me. Okay, I can keep being this. I don't have to let that come in and try to take those layers from me. That's my little visual.
No, I love it.
Okay.
You got to have a protecting bubble.
Yes.
And one thing that is really helpful, if you love the Lord, I'm a huge fan, love my Jesus, love God. When I see people poisoned with fear, because that is not of God, a lot of times I literally just stop and go, you seem like you're having a bad day. Something happened to you today, something going on in your life right now. And most of the time they break down and they share with me. And I ask, can I pray for you? And then they cry. Like 99% of the time, they cry because they needed it so much. Sometimes we just need permission to let go of the fear.
Yes.
And not have it haunting us, but just give it to God. And I highly recommend that if you are somebody who is, riddled with fear and anxiety, and I used to do this every single morning on my way to the office. as I was building my team, and I was thinking about this, I should probably implement this again now at this point, but every morning in the parking lot, I would say a prayer, and I just give all my worries to God and take it off my shoulders, because we cannot control everything. We absolutely cannot. And there's just so many people in the world around us that are impacting our lives that we have no control over. So I stopped trying. I'm like, hey, once I realize I'm not in control, it's like, give it to God. Take it off your shoulders, and you will be surprised how much your attitude changes, your life changes, and you start to get control of the things you actually can control, which is really nice.
And you can breathe a little.
You can breathe.
Yeah.
Oh, and I love it.
And
Put a
enjoy
smile.
all the goodness. There's so much goodness.
You can control your smile and how you infect other people. So, a lot of people, we were just talking about, I love circle calling, and I love cold calling, and I love dialing, right? And I could be in the worst mood ever. I could have had a crappy morning. And then when I get to cold call, I get all fired up and singing, and I'm in the best mood. And again, it's because I have an opportunity to infect other people with happiness. So it's a game. I get to get people on the phone, and before I hang up, if they're in a better mood than when I left them, I won. And so you can walk around your day with the same attitude of, hey, I get the opportunity to infect people with joy today.
Yep.
And that's what you can control.
I love that. And it comes back to you in droves when you do that.
Absolutely.
Really does.
Your life will reflect your thoughts and your attitude. Yeah. So when you're in this scary world of where all these things you cannot control, you can control your attitude, you can control your budget, and you can control the time you spend with your family and how you communicate with them.
Mm-hmm. Surround yourself around good people. Don't worry about our nation. It's going to be okay. Team America. Team America will hold strong.
Well, we love you guys. Hopefully that was some good juice we could flow into you and infect you with ourselves. And we hope you tune in for our next one, and have a great rest of your day.
Bye-bye.